Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. I'm going to cut to the chase very quickly if I can get my words out appropriately. I just got in the Guardians of the galaxy's most wanted expansion with Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and a brand new campaign to play through. And I figured I'd go ahead and open it up, work my way through some of the cards. I haven't seen any of them yet. I am a big fan of Marvel Champions. I've been playing it a lot more recently. Ever since Dale the Casual Gamer was able to swing by and spend some time with us, we're going to be having some full content gameplay coverage, a whole mess of stuff here on this channel and over on his very soon. But for now, because I'm excited and because I want to dive into this campaign as soon as possible, let's open this up, read through the cards, talk a little bit about my first impressions of them, how I think they're going to pair together. And also, if you're a fan of Marvel Champions and you're excited for us to bring a campaign here to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you're part of the community here. We produce a wide range of board game content, and we're starting to dive deeper into some of our favorites, some of the classics. So let's go ahead and open this up and see exactly what we have. So, of course, we're going to have a rule book. And if you know anything about Quackalope, I do have to make sure that there's a little bit of flavor text in the front. Groot says this weird planet thing doesn't know where the stone is, but it knows we're not the only ones looking. Rocket Raccoon. Welcome to the galaxy's most wanted. This campaign expansion comes with 5 new scenarios that tell the tale of the struggle for the Power Stone, as well as 2 new heroes who protect the galaxy and try to make some extra units while doing so. Very cool. So there's going to be important keywords, specifications, a full comic book sequence here, which I'm not going to read because I'm pretty sure that has to deal with the campaign specifically. And interesting, some identity cards here in the back. Let's get into these cards. This is what I'm really here for. This is what I really came to check out, and I'll make sure this top shot is getting everything. So we have whole pile of them. Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and then we have all of these over here. And I'm about to sneeze, so you're going to have a hard cut here. So let's go ahead and start cutting into Groot and Rocket Raccoon first, and then we'll get all those other ones open. I'll set them off to the side for the moment. Now, if you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy like me, these are probably 2 of the most anticipated characters when you're going kind of through the Marvel series and determining what you want to play. So, starting here with base Groot. Groot is going to have the Guardian keyword, going to have a thwart of 1, attack of 2, defense of 3. Very strong, I assume. Yeah, Rocket's going to be doing a lot more thwart over here than Groot is going to be doing, but he does not have the defense. That's kind of what you'd expect. A little bit weaker, quicker on his feet, and easily able to talk his way out of any situation. Let's flip this hero card over right after we read it. Flora Colossus, Forced Interrupt. Interesting. When Groot would take any amount of damage, remove that many growth counters from him. For each growth counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Nice. So he's going to start leveling up and sort of scaling himself as the game goes on. Groot. This is going to be his alter ego. So Groot is his hero card, and Groot is his alter ego. They recover of 4, hand size of 6, hit points of 10, which decrease to a hand size of 5, hit points of 10. Growth spurt, action. Place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10, limited once per round. Pretty nice. So in his alter ego, you're going to be able to start buffing your defense. I mean, you're going to be able to really absorb a lot of damage here if you're playing with him, which might be a perfect pairing to Rocket Raccoon. Fruitian. This is going to be a superpower. Action, place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10. Okay, we're going to have a few of those in the deck. We're going to have 2 of them, again, just buffing his defense, giving him a lot of an ability to, like, hold the fort, even block multiple times for different characters. I am Groot. This is going to be a superpower and a thwart card. Cost of 3, hero action. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. So here we are triggering some of these additional counters that have been placed down on him. Interesting mechanic there. It seems like a lot of stuff's going to be depending, and you might even be flipping between your ego and alter ego more than average in an attempt to build those or buff those up. I am Groot. Hero action. Attack. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of growth counters on Groot. Again, triggering off those growth counters. I can see this deck potentially working well with something that allows you to find and seek out a card, or strategically for me, just cycling through your cards efficiently and effectively until you're able to really buff up and get access to some of those bigger cards. I'm expecting some more growth cards as we keep going down. Root Stomp. Hero action. Attack. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats the enemy, place 1 growth counter on Groot. Another nice one. Strategic with this play. Decent amount of damage, and you can really, really smash some minions there and start absorbing their essence. We are Groot. Hero action. Remove up to 4 growth counters from Groot. Choose that many friendly characters. Give each of those characters a tough status card. Just a straight up buff. Pretty powerful card, and if used at the right moment, could be the difference between a gain, loss, and continuing on your adventure. Fertile Ground. Location. Alter ego action. Okay. Exhaust Fertile Ground, place 1 growth counter on Groot to a maximum of 10, then draw 1 card. Like I said, a little bit of deck cycling there. Not multiple copies of that card, though, so it's a good card to play. You can continue tapping it, but yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to start buffing yourself and hopefully getting. I mean, that's going to be one that I want to get down to my tableau quickly. Entangling Vines, upgrade card, Hero Interrupt. When Groot makes a basic thwart, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Entangling Vines. Groot gets +2 thwart for that thwart. Okay. I wonder if you don't have to use that, I suppose. Hero Response. After Groot uses a basic power, remove 2 growth counters from him and exhaust Lashing Vines. Okay, and this is going to ready Groot back up again. Nice little chaining there. Hero Interrupt. When Groot defends against an attack, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Vine Shield. Groot gets +3 defense for that attack. That's a big buff, especially since those growth counters are going to be specifically used as a defense buff anyway. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't spend this if you're ever doing a basic defense. Hero Interrupt. When Groot makes a basic attack, remove 1 growth counter from him and exhaust Vine Spikes. Groot gets +2 attack for that attack. Okay. First impressions of Groot. Real defensive heavy character. Not a lot of... You got a few of those cards in there that are dealing 5 damage each, and you're going to be strategic with those, stomping out minions, but I don't see him as really heavily going after the main villain or our main archetype. Honestly, I'm going to see him probably playing to the sidelines, really setting up Rocket Raccoon to do a lot, and blocking everything around the board by providing those tough cards and really cycling through his deck in order to get as much out as possible. Now, what do we have here? We have Starhawk, which I believe this is one of our villains. We have Dauntless. Yeah, I think... Okay, so some of these are going to be grays, and then we're going to have Groot's conditions down here. So maybe these aren't. Maybe these are just the additional cards they're giving you to start mixing in. I'm not sure. Honestly, I like the game. I don't know much about the deck building stuff yet. Let's look at his nemesis and schemes and things that get mixed in here. Blazing Inferno. Fernax rampages across Groot's homeworld, Planet X, bringing death and destruction to everything it touches. Forced response. After the villain phase begins, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. That's pretty brutal. Okay? We have Fernax, which is going to be his or one of his arch nemesis. Forced response. After Fernax activates, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. Again, just burning everything. Fan the Flames. When revealed, take 2 indirect damage. If Blazing Inferno is in play, take 1 additional indirect damage. If Fernax is in play, take 1 additional. And there's 3 of those. That's disgusting. So you get him out placed in front of you, and everyone is suffering for it until you're able to deal with that consequence. Everything's just burning down. Okay. I'm going to look through these last, because I do see a few that I recognize, And then I definitely see a few that are unique, like the gray Rocket Raccoon here. But like some of these I definitely am familiar with. And maybe this is self-contained, so maybe they've provided everything you need for a ready-built deck if you're not doing the deck construction yourself. That would be maybe a core assumption that I'm going to go ahead and make. So let's go ahead and I think I'm right about that. I think this is going to have ready-built decks, and these cards are going to be what they suggest you build your deck out of. So I'm not going to... I'll look at these at the very end. We'll glance through those quickly at the very end. I want to look at the new cards, though. Those are kind of my focus here. Let's take a look at Rocket Raccoon here. Already said he's going to be doing a lot of thwart. Here's his hero side, Murdered You. Response, after you deal excess damage to an enemy, draw 1 card. Beautiful. Love that. Hand size 5, hit points 9, a little bit weaker. Alter Ego is going to be Rocket Raccoon still. Recovery of 3, hand size 6, hit points 9. Tinkering, action, choose and discard a tech upgrade you control. Draw 2 cards, limit once per round. He's going to be able to cycle through his gear really efficiently. That's my gut instinct here. I want to be able to see him really dance around, use technology to his advantage, and also, at times, if he has the right sequence of cards, deal a ton of damage. I've got a plan. Tactic, hero response. After you make a basic thwart using your thwart, ready Rocket Raccoon. Raccoon gets +1 thwart while in hero form until the end of the phase. Okay, so you thwart, ready, thwart again. Lots of abilities there. Reload. Hero action. Ready each tech upgrade you control. That's pretty nice. How many do we get those? 2 of those in here. Those are going to be valuable to cycle through. Those are cards that I might hold in my hand for that one big turn you have. Hero action. Until the end of the turn, heal 2 damage from Rocket Raccoon each time you deal any amount of damage to an enemy. Okay. That's not bad either. I'm liking what he's doing. Salvage. Response. After you spend this card, put a tech upgrade from your discard pile into the top of your deck. Just pulling things out, putting things to work. You're going to have 2 of those as well, and those are completely free, it seems. Yeah, these are just resources. Interesting. And those are valuable resources. 1 upgrade, battery pack. Enters play with 2 charge counters on it. Action. Exhaust battery pack, move a charge counter from this card to another tech upgrade you control. Okay, so we're going to see some tech upgrades. There we go. All right, we're starting with the Cybernetic Skeleton. Tech, you get +3 hit points. While in hero form, Rocket Raccoon gets +1 attack. Okay. Particle Canyon. Restricted, enters play with 2 charge counters on it. This is where we're going to be using those battery packs to recharge. Hero action, attack. Exhaust Particle Cannon and remove 1 charge counter from it. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. This attack gains overkill and ranged. Very nice. Rocket Launcher. Here's all the gear I was looking for. Restricted, enters play with 2 charge on it. Again, we can fix that. Hero action. Exhaust Rocket Launcher and remove 1 charge counter from it. Choose a player. Deal 2 damage to the villain and each minion engage that player. Interesting pairing here with Groot, right? Because we could fire off a rocket launcher, wound a bunch of minions, maybe use the particle cannon, do a lot of damage to the big guy, and then Groot can come through and just smash, 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 and gain 3 of his growth tokens, which is going to give him a lot more abilities. I like that. Rocket's Pistol. Restricted. Enters play with 3 charge counters on it. Makes sense. Hero's action. Exhaust Rocket's Pistol and remove 1 charge counter from it. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. There you go. Doubling up on those. You can dual wield the rocket, the pistols. That's 4 damage in a single sequence, and because you can get things readied again by some of your abilities. Okay. While in hero form, Rocket Raccoon gains +1 thwart and gains the aerial trait, Thruster Boots. Okay. First impressions. Tech's big on this. Everything's really built around those, 4 tech cards we have. Everything from that point is designed about recharging, equipping, utilizing them, cycling them, refreshing Rocket's abilities. For me, this is going to be a fun deck to play. Now, I usually play support, so if I'm playing with another player, I might give this one this deck, because really this pairing right now, I'm thinking Groot's going to be blocking everything like I was saying. He's really going to be setting up for the big punch. You've got to give Rocket Raccoon enough time to get 2, 3, even 4 of those tech cards out on the map, maybe a battery pack or 2, and then in one turn, I mean, you're talking 20 damage in one turn if you're able to flip everything all at the same time. All right, let's see what he has. Vendetta here, side scheme. I know you hate that word, but hey, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and walks like a duck, it's a raccoon. Blackjack O'Hare. Now, that's not officially a Quackalope reference, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to accept it. So this is the scheme. Let's see what's happening here. Quick Strike. Villainous. When the minion card activates, give it a boost card. Great. Rocket Raccoon's Nemesis minion. Okay. Attach to Blackjack O'Hare. If you cannot attach to the villain, hero action, spend 3 wild resources, discard this card, +2 attack. That is brutal. And Planetary Invasion. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Reveal that minion, then give it a tough status card. So this is going to spawn in. This is just going to be rude. This is going to drastically impact the state of the game. It's going to start escalating things. And if you don't deal with Blackjack soon enough, you're going to start pulling cards that just cycle and place minions in front of you faster and faster and faster. So, let's see here. Got these cards over here. I don't know that I want to go through every one of our villain decks. And the reason being is because part of the fun for me is playing through and experiencing sort of all of these horrible things that we're going to be facing. So let's take a look at the suggested builds for our 2 heroes here. And then I think we'll keep going. If you want me to go through the villain decks, leave a comment down below. I mean, if we get maybe 100 thumbs up on this video or something like that, I might do more of a strategy guide and really walk through what this scenario is going to hold in play. I know we're going to be bringing some gameplay of it to the channel, so hit that subscribe button down below. Stay tuned with me here. All right. So this is going to be the deck that was suggested for Groot. We're working with protection, which makes sense with the attributes that he has, although I might like to see him built up. I mean, I could even have some fun with a aggression deck built up around Groot. I know he leans towards protection, but he has so much of that already. I'd be curious to see how something more aggressive, supplementing his ability to already gain a ton of health and block everything. Be interested to see how that could work. Starhawk, 1 thwart, attack 2. This is going to be his ally. Interrupt when Starhawk takes damage exactly equal to his remaining hit points. Return him to his hand. Okay, a little bit of cycle. Desperate defense. Hero interrupt. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from the attack, ready your hero. Okay, I mean that seems pretty straightforward. They've got 3 of them in the deck. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that. I understand why those are there. I feel like 3 of those might be a bit overkill. We'll see what else is in here, but to me, you're spending valuable cards and space to put in a thing that like I might use once or twice, but he has so much defense already. I just don't know that I need that much. Fighting Fit, hero action, attack. Deal 2 damage to the villain, 5 damage instead if your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points. Cool. Makes sense to me. Groot's really going to be able to utilize these cards. Again, though, we're talking 3 of these in this deck. I very rarely, when I'm doing a custom build, and I don't have a lot of experience with it, I'll be honest, but so far, when I've built, it's been fun and it's been successful. I don't usually put in more than like 2. We'll see, though. The Power of Protection. Max 2 per deck. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for protection. Yep, makes sense. We're going to have 2 of those. That makes all the sense in the world. There's a reason there's a deck limit, because you just put them all in your hand. Dauntless. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. While your hero's remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your hero's starting hit points, your hero gains 1 retaliate. Punch back. Now how many are we getting? They're sticking... Oh, okay. If I'm playing this 2-player, I understand you might want one to cycle, you might want one to be able to be discarded, something like that. Like you just don't get it to your hand. But no, if I'm playing this two-player, if I'm playing this base game, we're running Groot and Rocket Raccoon, I don't need more than two of those. I got at least one space here to cycle out a card and get something more valuable in my deck. Hard to ignore. Skill. Hero response. After your hero defends against an attack and takes no damage, exhaust, hard to ignore. Remove one threat from the main scheme. That's fine. Again, I mean, these are all going to sequence, and they're giving me 3 again. All right. I haven't played with standard decks much. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feels a little bogged down. Feels a little slow. Indomitable Response. After a hero defends, discard Indomitable, ready your hero. This is helpful with Groot. I like that because it's going to be able to sequence. I mean, could even set Groot up to be able to pull more of his tokens on top. I think 2 of those perfectly fine. Maybe. Rocket Raccoon. Good ally. Interesting, though. It's unique. I assume unique only counts towards your deck, so I could summon a Rocket Raccoon while playing with a side Rocket Raccoon in the game itself. Thematically, I find that a little weird, but we won't talk about it. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, which we do. Interrupt. When Rocket Raccoon attacks a minion, he gains 3 attack. For that attack, this attack gains Overkill. Cool. Works for me. Flora and Fauna. This is going to be an event card. Working with both of them. Team up, Groot and Rocket Raccoon, max 1 per deck. Hero action, place 2 growth counters on Groot to a maximum of 10 and ready him. Or place 2 charge counters on Rocket Raccoon's upgrade and ready that upgrade. I like this combined. I like this team up card. That's pretty powerful, benefits both players, gives you a little bit of agency over who's going to get the benefit, who can set up the next best turn. And then, of course, we're going to have the triple hitter, the standard, and then they're giving me 3 deft focus. Let's see if this one's worth it. Max 1 per player. Then we're only gonna have 1 in our deck, right? No, we're gonna have 3 in our deck, but only 1 player can have it. Okay. Exhaust, deft focus. Reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you can play this turn by 1. So this is a skill. This is an upgrade. I can put down in front of me. I still got 3 of in my deck, though. And then Wilt. Give to the group player. Oh, this is going to be... Okay. You may flip to alter ego form, choose exhaust your alter ego form, remove Wilt from the game, remove 3 growth counters from Groot. If no growth counters are removed this way, this gains Surge. Okay. First impressions of their deck. What are we working with? I mean, I know we got 15 base. I'm going to make that assumption. That's normally what it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25. So you're looking right at 40. I mean, this is a 40 card base, and I can already think of like 5 to 6 cards that aren't in here. I mean, I've been trained by Dale the Casual Gamer, like you always want to get like a helicopter in here. There's just so many good cards that would give you more resource generation, which allow you to pair up with your team a little bit more efficiently. I like in a 2-player game where you got a bit of cross-play here. This deck's not doing it for me. I'm dropping at least 1 card out of every set of those 3. I might even drop a whole collection out of here if I want to get crazy with it. I'm just thinking to myself, this went too protection heavy for me. Sort of the problem. Like, I understand you want to play as Groot. This is supposed to be a thematic deck. It builds so that you can play it evenly. But yeah, too protection focused. Too focused on Groot just blocking stuff the entire game. I get there's some reactions in there. I don't know. I might be persnickety, but just the way I am. Now, I know this last card here, Crisis on Half-World. Give to the Rocket Raccoon player. You may flip to your alter ego form. Either exhaust it and remove it from the game, or discard the highest cost upgrade you control. That's brutal. That's a brutal one. Especially with how valuable and powerful those upgrades can be from time to time. Okay, let's look at this built deck for Rocket Raccoon. See if it's a little bit more impressive. We are going straight attack. I usually do enjoy seeing things that just create chaos and damage a little bit. What would I do if I was going, you might go yellow with Rocket if you wanted to experiment a little bit, give you a little bit more ability to, or just neutral, or just generic. We'll see. Bug's going to be one of the allies here. Hero response: after your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. I'm going to be honest, I think Bug's not going to last very long on the table. With only 2 health points, we're going to do 1 action with him, then he's going to block for someone, Bug's going to be squashed. I like that he can come back, he's not going to. Chase them down, thwart, response. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Not bad. What are you giving me here? You giving me 2? I'll take 2 of those. I don't mind that. I don't mind that with Rocket Raccoon because he's going to be able to do a lot of attack, and you'll be making the decision between attack and thwarting pretty often, especially because Groot's only going to be blocking, apparently. I don't know what's up with that. Into the fray, hero action. I think what you're missing in Groot, what I'm missing in Groot right now, we got those 2 or 3 cards that do 5 damage, but like, I'm missing the wow factor right now in Groot. I'm missing the fact that this dude can turn into like a full tree and literally, he doesn't just protect things. This dude, like, if he needs to, he can slam a log down onto your face, right? Let's not forget about the magical properties. And where's Baby Groot? I mean, maybe an expansion, maybe there's a thing coming out where Baby Groot just does all the cool stuff. But I could have used like a reborn card or something like that. I don't know. Alter ego form Baby Groot, maybe cute. We'll get into it. Into the fray. Attack, hero action. Deal 6 damage to a minion. For each point of excess damage dealt by this attack, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. Okay, so we're catering towards damage. I don't need 3 of these, especially not with how expensive they are to play. I am sorry. I'm going to be spending you every turn to pay for his equipment cards. They're just better. Looking for trouble, hero action, thwart. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you. Remove 3 threat from the main scheme. I don't mind this. I'd probably play... No. Again, I don't need 3. I don't need all the minions in the world to be in front of me. I get it. Minions are good. Sometimes you get to punch in the face, and like there's a benefit to that, but... Relentless Assault. I would have substitute one of those for an ally. They still cost a resource. They still, but they're there for you, right, if you need them to be. Hero action. Attack. Deal 5 damage to a minion if you paid for this card using a mind resource, or whatever it is. This attack gains overkill. Excess damage from the attack is dealt to the villain. This is fine. This is very similar to what, that 5 that Groot has over there. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's fine. Hero interrupt. When your hero's attack deals any amount of excess damage, increase that amount by 1. Now, I like this. I like this because I feel like, I don't need 3 of them. I'm sorry. I don't need 3 of them. 2, maybe. 1, guaranteed. I'd love to have that on the table. We're going to be doing a lot of excess damage, and if we can continue triggering those, that's just spillover, right? That's just killing stuff. Hand cannon, restricted. Use 3 charge counters. Okay, we got a tech, we got a weapon. Let's see if you're as good as his main toys. When your hero makes a basic attack, exhaust the hand cannon and remove 1 charge counter from it. Your hero gets +2 attack for that attack. The attack gains overkill. Yes, thank you, please, I'll take more. Yep, I don't need 3. I appreciate the thought. Give me 2, let me dual wield. You're spending too much valuable space. Groot, again, little weird to have the ally. I appreciate that he's here, but he's also sitting right next to me as we play. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I mean, you can include special cards with a little star symbol next to their name, even if you're playing with the ally that they're indicated by. You just couldn't have Groot in Groot's deck. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, which we do. Response, after Groot defends against an attack, heal 2 damage from him. Well, I mean, that's nice. Flora and Fauna, we already went through this again. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this card. I like that pair up. We're going to have the split of 3, the common inclusion. Then let's see what they're giving us for our special last second upgrade. I cannot believe they don't have helicopters in these decks yet. When are they going to learn how you build a deck? You always have at least 1 helicopter. It just makes sense. Armor, tech, unless I'm not allowed to. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait, max 1 per player. Then why do I have... I know. Hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, exhaust the booster boots and discard the top card of your deck. Prevent 1 of that damage. I think that sounds lackluster. 1 damage, cycling my deck a little bit faster. I mean, you're driving me towards another scenario. I don't love it. I don't love that final card. I'm gonna be honest. I got 8 cards in this deck. I could trim this Groot deck. I'd switch themes, right? I'd go attack with Groot, balance out his defense a little bit. Here with Rocket Raccoon, though, I don't mind this attack-focused deck. I don't mind the extra damage. I really like the additional tech cards that this gives me. Here's my issue. I can remove 8 cards from this and make it a stronger deck. We need more allies. We need more things helping us out. We need more people on the table. We definitely need to get some different gray cards in there. Yeah. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I am really excited to play both of these. Let me know in the comments down below, especially if you've made it here. Do you want to see me play, like, first scenario, play these decks? I've got a lot of, like, judgment happening right now. Maybe it'd be worth to give them a swing. Or do you want me to play these decks off camera and then come back and let you know how I've upgraded them before we do an actual official video? So, and as we swing into this, let's go ahead and check out this comic. Just the first page here. Alpha Flight Station, Earth's orbit. Commander, we're under attack by the Badoon. We're sustaining heavy fire. Divert emergency power to the shields. I'm heading out. There's too many of them. Send the distress signal. Alpha Flight, this is Star-Lord, the Guardian of the Galaxy. Are here to help. We better get paid for this, Quill. I'm Groot. Nice. And we are swinging into Scenario 1, Brotherhood of Badoon. The Brotherhood of Badoon has mounted a surprise attack against Earth. You and the other Guardians of the Galaxy rush to Earth's aid, teaming up with the almighty Avengers in the process to beat back the Badoon. However, the Brotherhood of the Badoon's leader, Drang, is a skilled tactician with a fleet of powerful ships and an overwhelming number of soldiers at his side. This won't be an easy fight. Thanks for joining us. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Protect the galaxy. Always be a Star-Lord. We'll see you next time. Thank you.